Thanks for stopping by for another one of Leeds Helpful Tips live streams. My name is Jake Kurth, and today we're going to be talking all about Leeds Light Guide Positioning System, which is pretty cool, and I've been actually looking forward to talking about this one as a topic for a while. But before we dive in, just a couple quick comments. This is a live stream, so anything can happen in a live stream. So if the connectivity drops out, anything like that happens, please bear with me, and I'll work to get us back. Also, what's kind of cool by doing everything through YouTube's live streaming service, on the right-hand side of your screen, if you log in using your Gmail account, if you're comfortable doing that, you can type questions, you can do things like that. And I'm going to be watching every once in a while over here, and I'll try to address those questions as they come up. Do know there is a little bit of a time delay, and I've found that out on a couple of our live streams in the past. So if I don't answer your question and the live stream's already ended, please feel free to email me at jkurth@leedsmicro.com. As another quick thing before we jump into the live stream, these helpful tips, training or discussion topics, I guess, the goal is to have helpful and interesting things that help our customers use our products in their forensics casework. So sometimes we talk about topics on our LCF system or discovery system. Other times we talk about our Leeds spectral vision system and just general microscopy. If you have any topics you want us to talk about in more depth, feel free to email me and we'll definitely add it to the list. So all right, we're going to jump into it. So this is the Light Guide Positioning System. Like I mentioned very briefly at the start, we're actually in, maybe I didn't, we're actually not in my usual spot for our live streams. We're actually in our front office in our quality control cubicles. And so this is actually a system that is a customer system just waiting for final QC, at which point we'll ship it out. And the system we have behind me is a LCF3 motorized system that has both our Light Guide Positioning System as well as our traditional, what some of our customers might see as more traditional light guides. So a quick bit of background, the reason we made the Light Guide Positioning System was because over the years we started getting more and more requests specifically for a device that would allow a fiber optic cable to be held at specific angles and also make it easier to do reverse lighting technique. So for those who haven't done much with reverse lighting is a technique that I've been told is particularly helpful for looking at tool marks, where you can actually have lighting on one side be the opposite of the lighting on the other side. And so you can look across and and it's a reverse lighting technique. So what we did is we started coming up with designs and we worked with examiners, and that's the design we have here. What's kind of neat with this reverse lighting, or not the reverse lighting, our Light Guide Positioning System, is instead of using the rigid gooseneck, I'm going to pull down in the background, you can't really see it, but it's a rigid gooseneck. What we've switched our cable is from this stainless steel chrome semi-obedient gooseneck to this flexible fiber optic cable. And what we've done is we've mounted that on this intermediate piece in between the zoom body and the objective. And you can't see it in the stream, but maybe you can. There's a veneer scale that goes all around it. That's 360 degrees. And so the idea is you can dial it in, and you'll see that as this Light Guide Positioner rotates, where the goal is where this light is pointing remains in the optical center of the objective. And so what you can do is you can reproduce your lighting. So you can see the veneer scale at 280 degrees, and then you can lock it right here that holds it at 280 degrees. And then you can come over here and adjust these slides. If you want to go 50, I believe that's in millimeters. So you can set it to 50 and then lock it down. And then you can also change this, the height, down to, let's just say 40, lock that down, and then you can actually come in and adjust the angle of your lighting system. And again, there's a veneer scale. There's veneer scales on everything. Everything's got a scale on it. And so now we can come in and adjust, tighten, and what's kind of neat with this is when we, let's see if it's plugged in. Good. When we turn it on, now all of our lighting's controlled and everything's known to us, and now we can change an angle on one side of the microscope, reproduce that exact same change of angle on the other side of the microscope. And that's really the power of it, and that's really the point of it, is the goal of this is to be able to hold your light guide. You can move this side this way, you could move for example, this side the other way, and it's very easy, very quick to do reverse lighting or just control your lighting angle with fiber optic. We got a couple more comments. Dion and Aaron, hey guys, and yes, flexible cable. We have a flexible cable, and it's a long one too. I don't know, you can't really see it, but it's all the way, and it wraps around the whole microscope. It kind of hugs the whole microscope, if you will. And then what we've done is some cable management attachment points, little anchors, so you don't have cables flopping everywhere. This is an upgrade that can be purchased with any of our, I'm pretty confident I can say this, with any of our firearm comparison microscopes. So whether it's a, let's just refocus here, whether it's a discovery system or an LCF system, and I want to check, but I think regardless of the vintage. So if you've got an older LCF 1600 or an LCF 1200, this is an option for you. And also note the wonderful blue anodized coating. So that's about it. Pretty straightforward. It's a light guide positioner, flexible fiber optic cable, very easy to use, holds angles, and allows you to get measurements and exact reproduction off of everything from the angle to the height to the throw. I don't know what you'd call this, but how far away the light is actually from the middle, and it holds everything so it's optically centered as you easily and freely rotate that light around. It's also designed if you run into, let's say you're not using fiber optic, you're not a big fiber optic person, you don't want to use it, what you can do is you can actually, let's see if it works, maybe not, there's a little thumb screw here, here we go, and you can actually just slide this whole mount off and rotate it to the back so it keeps out of your way. So like with all of Leeds products, the firearm comparison scope, the light guide positioner, it's really built around customer feedback. And so we really look to our examiners to say, hey, what do you guys need? What can we be doing? What do we not have that you would like us to have? And then we just keep working, and they keep coming up with really cool designs. I'm really impressed with our engineers. Yeah, so that's all I got for today. Next week, I think I'm going to have a pretty good one to talk about with everybody. And the next helpful tip is going to be all about grants and the grants that are out there, some helpful tips and suggestions on where to go look for grants. So please feel free to tune in next week, and we'll keep these helpful tip live streams going. Again, any questions? jkurth@leedsmicro.com.